A piece of the country will remain country for good. Private land is now officially protected from development thanks to a partnership with conservation groups and the government. Ben Gutierrez explains how it was done.
We often hear about landowners wanting to develop on their property, but today one landowner celebrated the fact that he or anyone else who buys his land will never be able to do so. It's a quiet piece of country above Pupukea. Sunset Ranch sits on nearly 30 acres of land and has been in Greg Peach's family for 50 years.
Initially it was acquired by my grandfather in 1960, and fast forward to 2005, we were in a position where the property had to be sold. I came in and acquired it, but I acquired it with the understanding I was going to have to subdivide it. The scenario we were looking at was about a 14-lot subdivision. Ag 2 allows for one dwelling, farm dwelling, per 2 acres. So we've got about 27.5 acres.
Imagine 14 houses here. Peach couldn't imagine it either. He was approached by the Trust for Public Land to turn the property into a private conservation easement. Sunset Ranch is now one of Hawaii's first such easements. The city and county, along with the North Shore Community Land Trust and other groups, raised enough money to buy the development rights under the federal government's Farm and Ranch Protection Program. It cost less than it would have to buy the land outright.
So they're just buying the development rights. So the cost of the purchase is less, but also there's financial leverage because the federal government's paying for half of it.
Sunset Ranch and the conservation groups were setting up to celebrate the new status of the land. The North Shore Community Land Trust will make sure the land remains the same.
Basically, the land has been permanently dedicated to agriculture, and so what you see now is what you should see next year and the year after, and as long as that's the situation, then our job is fairly easy.
You don't have to subdivide now. You basically get to keep the property, and at the same time, this property will remain in the state for
forever. Yeah, perpetuity's a long time.
Yeah, indeed.
That's right.
The total cost of the development rights was $2.5 million. Sunset Ranch and the conservation groups raised funds to match the federal government's share of that price. Peach says the ranch will have educational programs and host private events. He also wants to educate other landowners about private preservation programs. Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you very much, Ben. Shaka Khan's latest trip to Hawaii had her singing the